Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy hump day as usual. So before I start, I just want to say I hope everyone's doing well out there. I know it's a really hard time to be self-quarantined and isolated, but please do your best and continue doing so until this whole thing blows over. In the meantime, that's why I decided to do this video, because I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about it. I thought maybe this would be actually a good time to start. So as you see in the title below, this is everything keto. Okay, so keto is a diet that's been kind of taking the world by storm recently. You can see that there's more and more keto influence these days based on what people are selling in the stores, based on how the buyers are perceiving the market. So there's been a lot more keto products out there. And my dad is the biggest advocate for the keto diet, so I thought I would do kind of like a question and answer, everything that I would want to know about it, and put it in a video. So if you guys decide to start, this would be a great time and change up your lifestyle a little bit. First and foremost, I try so hard to be on the keto diet, but I'm not fully keto. Like, I do have a cut rice out and all that, but I'm not perfect, so that's why I just ordered 10 bags of chips off Amazon. Store chips, not toilet paper. But either way, I do try my best. So this video is not going to be about me, it's going to be about my dad, okay? So without further ado, let's welcome my dad into camera. Bye-bye. Okay guys, so I want to welcome my dad. Excuse me. I want to welcome my dad. So now I want to welcome my dad. Oh. Okay, so this is my dad. Sorry, this.
Hello guys, please like and subscribe.
Yes, like and subscribe. So this is my dad. You can see he's very fit. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, bye. Yeah, so that was my dad, and he wanted me to tell you guys that he's actually currently not even at his fittest. As you guys know, just got back from China, so he's still building his muscle kind of like back to where it was. So he wanted me to post a picture and show you guys when he was the fittest. So yes, please be impressed. You should be. Now, let's continue with the video. He won't be joining us for the rest of the video, but I interviewed him yesterday. I do have all the questions and answers prepared. As you guys can see, he's nearing 48, 49, and he is in top shape. So that's all the proof I think you need. A lot of people are like, oh, why? You know, how do we know it's working? And you guys can't see that proof on me because I'm not doing it. I'm doing low carb, but I'm by no means keto, so of course you don't see the proof on me. Sorry. But on my dad, you do. So I just wanted to call him in there and just to kind of like show you guys that this is what it looks like if you can properly maintain a ketosis state. So let's get right into the question and answer period. So I'm just going to start this video off first by explaining exactly what keto is. So keto stands for ketogenic, and it is a form of dieting. Well, it's a lifestyle. Honestly, it's about what you eat every day. And what it is consisted of is high fat, mild protein, and low carb. So you have 70% of fat, 25% of protein, and 5% in carb. That's exactly the percentages of what you should be eating in order to properly consider keto. And for my dad, how long did it take for him to see results? It took him about a month. What exactly do we mean by results? Some people think that keto is literally just made to lose weight. It's not the case. For my dad, he went on it because he just wanted to be healthier. He had a few spikes in his blood tests that he was seeing that he wasn't really happy about, and he wanted to change that. He went and he did one, and he realized that his sugar went down, that he had lower triglycerides, his cholesterol had gotten better. He also states that he has higher cognition, a better focus, faster mental reflexes, and just overall a clearer mind. These are the results that my dad has been seeing, so these are the advantages, but obviously it might not be for everyone because keto states that you also have better sleep, and my dad hasn't really seen that, and better skin, and my dad hasn't seen that either. It's not really applicable for everyone, but that's what it is for my dad. A quick little disadvantage could be in terms of price. When you start eating everything healthy and you're increasing your meat intake like that, it gets very pricey, okay? So organic food is not cheap. And when you do keto, you want to be clean keto. You don't want to do dirty keto. So it is suggested that you keep everything to non-GMO and organic. It's just better that way. But with healthy foods like that and cleaner foods comes higher expenses. So that's also something to consider. Otherwise than that, my dad hasn't really seen any disadvantages. He loves it. He's so healthy. He feels great. And he's really not mad about anything. So that's kind of just like a really quick introduction to what keto is and what it kind of does for you. Next, we're going to talk a little bit about who it's made for. So keto is not at all designed for everybody. For instance, me. Keto is not designed for me because I love my carbs. I'm by no means addicted to it, but it hurts me when I really want a food. And look, I'm a girl who craves stuff every month, if you get me. And for me not to actually eat that extra slice of cake, it's really hard. And I don't like to have to control myself like that. So keto was not made for me. Low carb is made for me, and I do my really best. I've cut out rice, I don't eat bread, but I don't control myself. So this is the question is, are you somebody who can actually commit to ketosis? Because if you're not, there's no point. Just do low carb. But you're not going to see the same results. I by no means see the same results that my dad does. So that's a question that you have to ask yourself. I've come to terms with my own situation because I did keto and I found it really hard. Keto is not meant to be difficult. It's not meant to be a challenge. My dad has no problem not eating rice or pasta, not eating chocolate. It's no problem not eating cheesecake, anything like that. So that's really, something that you have to decide for yourself. And a side note, those who are thinking that keto is the perfect way to just be as a 2-month quick track to dieting, not really designed for that. It is designed for long-term use. And if you are thinking you want to do keto just for the sake of dieting, I actually don't recommend it because it's very strict. And if you do manage to lose your weight, great. But if you want to just leave keto, it's also a whole other process, because if you don't leave keto properly, you will gain all the weight back. And it's just a hassle to put your body through constant changes. It's really meant to be maintained in a state of ketosis. So just watch this video and you don't think you can do the basic minimal part of this diet, which is no carbs, then don't do it. Just do low carb. Next we'll look a little bit about exactly how my dad does keto. So we'll start with the days he does work out on. So he works out about 4 times a week. We actually just bought weights and we're setting up and renovating an at-home gym because my dad physically cannot survive without going to the gym for the next 3 weeks. So here's what he does. On the days that he works out, he actually fasts, which means he doesn't eat anything before working out. He wakes up, does a bit of work, and he'll go to the gym at around 12. So during his lunch break, he'll go. But he hasn't eaten anything before that. All he's had is 1 cup of black coffee, and it has to be black, otherwise you ruin your fast. Because if you add milk and cream, it ruins the fast. So it has to be black. I actually started drinking black coffee. I've been switching over, and a lot of you guys who think it's gross, you're right, it is gross. But you get used to it, and it actually starts to taste really good. So if you want to try and see if you can do keto, start by switching out your coffee to black. See how you like it. Once he's at the gym, my dad drinks salt water. So he, not any salt though, it's not sea salt, it's Himalayan salt. So Himalayan salt is that pink pigmented salt that you guys see, in grocery stores. So it's the pink one. So what he does is he dilutes it obviously with water. It's salt water, and he drinks it during his workout. So salt water also is really good for the body to curb hunger if you do get hungry. That sounds, you guys are probably thinking like, oh, that doesn't sound good for you. Well, fasting actually has been documented that it is good for you if you do it once in a couple of days, not to do it every day. So rest assured, my dad does not fast every single day. And he comes home and he has immediately the post-workout meal. Post-workout meal is incredibly important. You have to have it right away when you get home. So the first thing he has is protein powder. Obviously, protein powder. And then he'll have pure protein as his main source. What exactly is pure protein? Pure protein is slimmest of meat. So have, example, he has haddock and he has tuna. So that's really slim meat. What isn't pure protein is that gorgeous $60 steak. He'll also have a bit of carb. Carb is really good for you because it's actually helps you build muscle. So if that's your goal, is to get swole, then you have to have carbs. It's not mandatory, obviously, but it will help you gain a lot of muscle mass. But that's if your goal is to gain muscle mass. If your goal is to lose, don't eat the carb. On the days that he doesn't work out, this is what his diet looks like. So in the morning, he has breakfast at 10 a.m. He'll have 4 eggs, bacon, coconut oil, and different nuts. But then here's the interesting part. He'll also have turmeric and black pepper. So turmeric is really well known to help with inflammation. So it reduces inflammation. And inflammation occurs when your omega-3 and omega-6 intake is unbalanced. It's virtually impossible to properly balance it on your own, which is why my dad will take turmeric. Black pepper just helps with the absorption of turmeric. So normally people take those two items together. Yeah, and then at lunch from 2 to 3, he'll just have his usual meat and veggies. Okay, no carbs, just meat and veggies. And at dinner, he'll have from 6 to 7, he'll just have his meat and veggies. So that's basically it. Now we'll look into questions that I often get. So there's 2 questions that I almost always get when keto is mentioned. The first one being, well, don't you have lower energy during the day if you don't have carbs? Or isn't it you're not going to have energy at the gym? Well, no, and that's not the case because one really easy way to burst that bubble for that argument is just to state that, well, my dad works out when he fasts. Has nothing to do with his energy levels. He's great. He has no issue with, you know, exponentially building up his weights. His strength has increased, his volume mass, you guys. He doesn't even eat anything before. So if he's able to go to the gym on state of fasting, no, guys, it clearly has nothing to do with his energy levels. His energy is just as high as it's ever been. In fact, it's probably higher. Fine, and here's the thing. It's not that you're not eating carbs. You're still eating carbs. It's just much lower, right? You can't possibly cut out carbs, like, completely. It's in vegetables, like I mentioned. It's in fruits. So you are still, ingesting carbs, just not at the same rate that you did the other night when you munched down on a pizza. The second question being, oh, but isn't it so hard to go off keto? Because if you go off keto and you have a piece of bread, you're going to gain 25 pounds. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, actually that's the case. But that's only the case if you exit keto improperly. If you do the research and look into how exactly you leave the ketosis state, you're not going to gain your weight back. You just have to leave it and exit it properly. If you decide you're going to do keto for a year and you do it perfectly, and then that Monday you're like, you know what? Let's just have pasta every day this week. Well, yeah, what are you thinking? Of course it's going to gain back and your weight's going to gain back exponentially faster than it would have before keto. So yeah, that question's valid, but don't be stupid. Don't do that. Don't eat a whole ass loaf of bread the day you go off keto and think it's not going to affect you. It is going to affect you, and it's going to affect you worse than it did before. Just do your research. Look up how to properly leave a ketogenic diet. So next, we will discuss 2 very good pieces of advice that my dad offered. It's that if you have just watched this video and decide that, you know what, you want to try keto, keto's for you, then it's really important that as a beginner, you remember to eat more fat. A lot of people think that keto is just a low intake of carb, which it is, but they forget that they also have to increase their fat intake as you're lowering it. So it kind of goes up like this. Don't lower it and this is still low and now you're just, not eating. So that's really, really important. And the second piece of advice kind of comes with that as well. Really, really careful to avoid the keto flu. So the keto flu is basically very similar to flu-like symptoms. So it could be dizziness, it could be headaches, and that's caused when you enter keto a little too quickly. Like if you just drop your carb intake to 5% in one day, in 2 days, it's a little too quick for your body to properly adjust. You need to give it time. So what my dad recommends is just do it progressively and give your body time to adjust. So, maybe start by taking carb out of your main meal first, right? Take it out at lunch, breakfast, dinner. Start by taking out in a process of 2 to 3 days. And then start taking out of your snacks for another 2 to 3 days. And then start taking out your fruit, another 2 to 3 days. You know, build it up. Take 2 weeks to enter ketosis if you need to. Don't jump into it overnight. So on that note, I'm going to conclude this video with you guys. I know it's really hard to just watch a video where the person's just talking, but I hope everything I've said will help you realize if it is for you and if maybe you want to try it. Self-quarantining is like the best time to start a lifestyle change if you know, wanted to. So that's why I'm posting it now. And I just wish everyone healthy. I hope you guys are all doing well. Let me know if you guys have any more questions. I really hope this was helpful and now you don't have to do your own research. And yeah, I will see you guys this Sunday. I'll post another little video this Sunday. It won't be a vlog this time because I have nothing to vlog because I don't do anything. But yeah, I really hope you guys thought this was informational. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me. And please take care, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!